Become a channel member and support the content. You also get access to exclusive videos. You'll get an emote next to your name in the comments. The link for that can be found next to the subscribe button or in the description. And if you'd rather get your coins direct rather than roll the dice with FIFA points, head to u7buy.com and at checkout use the code TVM for a discount. The link can be found down below. What is going on, guys? TVM here. Welcome back to a brand new video and something that I'm sure EA would never even contemplate, but this would be fantastic. So we've not going to have a traditional team of the year where we pretty much know who it is before they've even mentioned it. I think it's going to go off voting and who EA think will sell the more packs, right? But we've had previous team of the years where we've had the oddball and a player that hasn't featured for a long time. How awesome would it be if we could get either flashbacks in packs for the first time or as SBCs? Let's visit some of the cards we could get. BONUCCI being the first one. The card design maybe would look a little bit cleaner than this, but generally that's roughly what it would look like, I think. And it would be really nice as well. Now, I'm not going to go back and recreate the cards exactly how they were in previous Team of the Years, because if I were to do that, it would kind of take away from the current Team of the Year a little bit. So I've gone back and made still very good cards, BONUCCI being the first one, and we're going to move on to our only goalkeeper in this set, and that is going to be David De Gea. Of course, doesn't play anywhere near to the standard of what you would need to be a Team of the Year these days. Although, saying that, if Man United continue their run of form and they do end up winning the league, and you never know, maybe even win the Europa League, there's every reason to say that maybe David De Gea could deserve a Team of the Year next year. But that is a completely different story. Flashback to a good card, but maybe not the card that you'd be expecting. So let's go on to the next one and talk a little bit more about that. We are going to talk about Thiago Silva. Of course, he does already have a ones to watch and such, but if they were to release this as an SBC, let me know, would you complete it? I don't know how much it would cost, probably a kidney, maybe a toe or two, but I think it would be a little bit unfair to flash them back to what they were originally. Like, I think this was like a 95 or 94 rated card a few FIFAs ago when he played for PSG, but obviously it would take away from the current Team of the Year. So I've gone for good cards, but not quite as good as the current Team of the Year. So I think a lot of people would want to complete these. I don't know how long they would be there as an SBC. Maybe even they could make one of them. So BONUCCI, for example, or even De Gea, they could make them an objective. They could put them in packs, and let's be honest, no one would be against it. If they put a flashback Marcelo in packs, 90 pace, good defending, very good dribbling, someone you could maybe bring on as a super sub in time in any position, or you can maybe move him into any position, you'd go for it, right? This De Ligt looks very, very good. Obviously isn't, I think he's 4 ratings off what his original Team of the Year card was, so he's not as good as he was. But still, with 80 pace, with good links into Van Dijk, of course links to every icon, but gets a really strong link to a lot of decent Dutch icons. And you do have a lot of decent Juventus cards to link him to, Ronaldo being one of them, of course. Next up, I've gone for a very high-rated Iniesta here. A, because he deserves it. You can't have a 90-rated Iniesta. But the other reason is because he obviously plays in a league that isn't easy to link, you know? Chemistry in this game is a bit of a mess. You have to play either icons with him or Spaniards. There aren't a crazy number of Spaniards in the game that I would want to use, so I've given him a higher rating. The reason for that is that's the trade-off, right? You're not going to have the links, but hey, you've got this fantastic card with almost perfect passing and dribbling and can score goals. Frankie de Jong is a player that is overdue a special card in this game. He was used an awful lot at the very beginning. He hasn't been used for about a month or two now, and he's crying out for some sort of special item. I thought he would have had a headliner. They didn't go for it, which is fine. But with that being said, I think if they did some sort of flashback card, we could get this type of card. And this would bring him right back up into contention to be used a lot in FIFA. Last year, Luka Modric had himself 2 sets of flashback cards, right? So he had that... and we'll talk more about this in a minute, but he had the not-so-good flashback, which was like 93 rated, I think, or 90, 93, something like that. Then he had the 96 flashback. I think this was later on in the game, so I doubt they'll do that this early on, especially for this type of player, but you never know. We'll talk more about that in a minute, but a 93 rated Luka Modric would be... I mean, that would be expensive, but it would be a really good card. I would love that. Not as much as I'd love this, though. Flashback Kante. He already has an 89 rated inform. So I've not bumped this up too much. I think you could even argue that he could go to a 92, and he would still be better than the card that's on the market right now, and people would still want to get it. But this is an end game card in every sense of the word. You know, you pick this up, you are not going to replace that CDM for the rest of the game, even after Team of the Season. You're just not going to do it, right? That is a phenomenal card. Next up in my Team of the Year flashback, I would say predictions, is going to be Paul Pogba. They can't resist giving this guy cards. They gave him an inform this week when they could have given it to someone else, but they gave it to him. He's got a rule breaker. He's got a live item as well, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong there. It's like a Europa League live card. And either way, he's got crazy number of cards already. So why not go the whole hog and give him a 93 rated Team of the Year flashback? That would be insane, and I think a lot of people would go after that. That would be one of the most expensive cards in recent times, I think. Moving on to yet another Premier League player. When Premier League ruled the world, right? Harry Kane, 93 rated, doesn't quite have the pace, I think, of the rule breaker. Doesn't have the pace that he had when he originally had his Team of the Year. I packed that. That's the only Team of the Year I've ever packed, was Harry Kane. Did I use him? No, because he still wasn't that great, unfortunately. But, you know, if you're not too heavily reliant on skill moves, that could be a very good card. I would welcome that. Now, earlier, I mentioned that Luka Modric double flashback thing, right? So this is one of the concepts for it. So they could release two versions of Mbappe. I'm assuming Mbappe's not going to get a Team of the Year this year. I think it'll be Ronaldo, Messi, and Lewandowski, and I would say rightfully so. So they could drop a 92 rated flashback Mbappe SBC, which means he is going to be very expensive, sure, but he's only a little bit better than his record breaker. They could also release a 98 flashback Team of the Year Mbappe with almost the exact same stats of when he had a Team of the Year. Was it last year or the year before? That would be unreal. Now, as an SBC, it would be far too expensive, so I would expect them to potentially put it in packs. I can almost certainly rule out any objective for this type of card. EA are not that generous. The other in contention, of course, is another PSG player, Neymar. They could drop a 92, which is only a little bit of an upgrade over his current one and only gold card. And then, of course, they could put that into packs, or they could drop it as an SBC, whatever they want. The other thing, of course, is when it comes to SBCs, do you reckon if they were to do like a Team of the Year flashback, would they drop it in like forever, like just leave it there, or would they say, look, you've got 30 days or 45 days to complete this, and if you don't complete it, it's gone, it's never coming back, you know, kind of like the icons are. Neymar's 98 rated card is going to be, or would be rather, unreal. Again, I don't see him getting a Team of the Year. I might be wrong, but I think it'll be Ronaldo, Messi, and Lewandowski, and I won't have any complaints with that. But that, my friends, is going to complete the list of my potential, at least, Team of the Year flashback predictions. I would love to see this sort of thing. It doesn't have to be a full squad, although I would be over the moon if they said, look, Team of the Year's in packs. Guess what? Team of the Year flashbacks are in packs, and you'll also get a chance to do maybe some of the lower flashbacks. So Neymar, Mbappe's 92 rated card, maybe they drop down Luka Modric to an 89, 90, something like that. Maybe a De Jong at around 88, 89 or something as an SBC. So if you can't pack them, at least you can get them somehow through the SBC. It would be amazing. Why not give us more cards to use? No one would be against it at all, would they? Let's be honest with each other. If you have enjoyed this video and you'll see more of this type of thing, there's concept promos, I guess, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and until the next time, goodbye.
Join the Betting Rebellion and find out what your football knowledge is really worth.